Hey, how you guys doing, man? It's Joe D, and welcome to Share a Beer 433. See, we're in this. This just sucks. These show numbers suck. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a huge numbers guy. I'm not reading the license plate numbers guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that dude. But these show numbers suck. Come on, 443. Hopefully, it'll get better here before the year's over. Going into 2018, I think we're gonna have some good numbers. You know what I'm saying? That have a little ring to it. You know what I'm saying? But well, hell, starting next week. Yeah, next week starts. Yeah. That's gonna be a good number. 444. Mm-hmm. You can do a lot of 444. You know what I'm saying?
But after that, then you have 450.
Yeah,
450.
450. Yeah, and then 450. You know what I'm saying? So we're going into some good numbers here. So don't hang in there, folks. Just hang in there. You know what I'm saying? 2018 is going to be a great year. So, and on that note, we've got the New Year's shows are going to be on. We're going to try to have GMT time, so we'll be doing the Greenwich Mean Time. And so we'll do that one show. I'm not going to go through all these, like trying to do all the worldwide. I'm not Leo Laporte, in other words. So we'll do the GMT show, and then that'll give enough of a break. And then we'll do the 4 main American time zones. So anybody wants to jump in on one is more than welcome. Of course, that's New Year's Eve. And that'll start at, what, Greenwich time is, I think, right now, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. Yep, right now. So whatever time it is for you, 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yep, 5 o'clock your time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so yeah, Greenwich time is right now. So for me, it's 5 p.m. Wow. Just the same as this show. If you're tuned into this show right now, tune in this time if you want to be on GMT time, New Year's. That's the main one, isn't it, Mark? Is it the GMT?
Yeah, that's neat. So yeah, Sunday the 31st at 7 o'clock Eastern will be midnight in the UK.
Yeah, and then after that, it'll be the main U.S. time. So you got Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Western. Western time zone. So if you want to tune into that, have at it. We're gonna try to have Guinness Extra Stout, and then I think everybody here got their glasses. Did everybody get their glasses?
Yes, got the glasses.
Yep.
Thank you.
Awesome. So we'll be able to have the same beverage with the same glassware, hopefully. Crossing fingers. That one should be something that everybody should. Guinness. Hopefully, everybody can get worldwide. If you can get the Guinness Extra Stout, that's awesome. If you can, man, who cares? Show up here with whatever you want. If you want to I show up here with water every week. So you know what I'm saying. And I don't think I'm alone with that either. So, we even accept, we look, all right. Okay. We even accept wine drinkers around here occasionally. Don't let that one get out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We've had somebody in the show is actually, we recorded him drinking a malt liquor on here.
No, we're not gonna name the guilty.
And if you look in the right place, you can almost see it coming back up into my mouth.
Yeah,
we've even got.
It was so good you had to taste it twice.
Yeah. So anyway, we got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, man. Today, I appreciate everyone's support. We got TD Burris in here, man. We got Rod J. We've got Kent, and of course Andrew and Bum. They're also in the chat as well. So, how's everybody doing, man?
Excellent.
Doing good.
Doing good. Doing good here.
So we got to do some American football talk. We got to talk about the Steelers, Patriots. We got to talk about the Rams. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about, because we got Steelers fans and Patriots fans in the house right now. So we got to talk about that. And then plus talk about our beers. We got to talk about the Malt Liquor Report. And we're going. If you guys don't tune into the Friday show, you got to tune into this Friday show. We are going to debut only here. You will hear a little teaser today. Okay, but we've got a brand new rap MC that is released his first track right here on Share a Beer, 443. I know, but you know what I'm saying. So we're debuting a new MC right here on Share a Beer 443. Yeah, so
Freshly dropped.
yeah.
Well, like, wouldn't Friday be 442 or 444?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. No, not
44.
not next Tuesday. Next Tuesday it'll be 444. You know what I'm saying?
444 is next Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll give you a little teaser today, but tune in Friday because that's the show that I have been authorized to release it on. So, stay tuned. So what beer are you drinking? We'll start out with Andrew. We never get to start out with Andrew, man. So what are you drinking, brother?
Same thing you are, Joe. Here's my container.
I mean, that was kind of easy, wasn't it?
And then also I got this guy.
Oh.
Not, you know what? Okay.
Polar bear water.
Yeah, and Andrew he's holding up a traditional Christmas Coke can, right? Because that has the polar bears on it.
Yep.
That brings up another topic we could talk about. That was, you don't even know how that tied into one of the things I wanted to talk about. I actually wanted to talk about Coca-Cola, and it's relevant to this show because we've got somebody in the headquarters of Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
Well, not actually in the headquarters, but in the headquarters town.
Yeah, in the town of the headquarters, yeah. Yeah, the actual headquarters of this show is Phoenix, Arizona, baby. Yeah. Worldwide headquarters, Share a Beer, yeah. And then we have our affiliate offices in Minnesota, Pittsburgh,
Boston.
Yeah, Atlanta, and Boston. So yeah, we have,
We've got all corners covered.
Yeah, we've got it covered, man. We got branches overseas. We've got, so we've got water, and we're gonna get back to that Coke in a minute. Bum, what are you having, my friend?
I broke out a special beer for today since it's the season. Joe, I might need your Googling skills with this. I emailed you about 2 years ago before I appeared on camera, and I think you briefly covered this beer, but it's worth a revisit. This is the revival of the Ballantine Burton Ale.
Oh, cool.
And this is brewed by Pabst. This is last year's version, 2016 on the very bottom there. This is a year old. This has been sitting in my fridge for a year. And I was going to drink this anyway tonight, but I feel a little more comfortable drinking it now because I found 5 more bottles yesterday. Mark, I traveled to Newcastle yesterday to buy up 5 leftovers at a that had them last year's for sale. So I have 5 more after this. Joe, when you come to visit me, you're getting one of these.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, brother. Thank you.
That's a good beer. That's a good beer.
This beer itself, the revival of the Burton Ale, isn't really worth discussing. It's great, but Joe, you need to go back and look at the history of Burton Ale as distributed by Ballantine in the 50s and 60s. This beer was originally not for sale. It was given out to Ballantine employees and Ballantine friends and family. And it was brewed and aged in oak for like up to 20 years before they would bottle it.
Wow.
And each individual label would have the person's name on it, printed up, custom printed, who the bottle was being given to, and it has the month and year of brewing and the month and year of bottling. If you just do Google images, Joe, for Ballantine Burton Ale, you'll be able to get some vintage labels to come up.
Oh, vintage labels. Okay, yeah, because I'm on the Ballantine website.
Yeah, and supposedly it's for sale this year, and I have not seen it in bottles, and I still haven't seen it's not listed on Untappd, the 2017 version, even though they're pushing it, and it's not for sale around here.
I've seen Ballantine in my beer store. I'll have to see if it's the Burton Ale or not, because
of course it's being distributed by Pabst, right? So
yeah, Pabst brews it, and
they bought up a lot.
They own the Ballantine brand now. But yeah, you would have to go to, and that's all there is for that on the Ballantine website. But the vintage, there you go. If you punch up one of those,
what's older? This?
The first one you come to on the top row there, that's the close up of the label. Just the label itself.
Oh, just the label. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is vintage.
Yeah. If you can.
Yeah, on May 12th, 1946, bottled November 1961.
Wow.
Aged for 15 years.
15 years, yeah.
And that label is a blank because there's usually a person's name in red that they give it to. That's a blank. I've never seen one of those before, but recently, about a month ago, there was a unopened bottle on eBay, and I think it was one of the last ones that they ever put out. It was bottled in 1966.
Wow.
And I decided the whole auction was like $31, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll throw like $35 on it. It'd be fun to get it for that, just to have.
Yeah. Oh, here you go, bum.
It ended up going for over like $150, I think.
Wow. That is awesome. Look at this. So you've got the same thing, brewed especially for Harold F. What is that? Coyle, and it's got the same exact label.
Coyle. Yeah, that Coyle.
How cool is that?
Yep.
And it looks like, from what I've seen online, it looks like there was a batch brewed like in 1934. And then there was another batch brewed in the 40s, and that might have been it. When was that brewed?
Bottled on November 1963.
Was it brewed in 46?
Oh, on May 46. Yeah.
Yeah. So the most recent bottles that I've seen of those were from 66.
That means a 20-year, age for 20 years, yeah.
And from what I read, the casks or whatever that they stored this stuff in were kept under lock and key, and supposedly there were only 2 keys, and one of them was the Ballantine, the president of Ballantine, and like the brewmaster. There was only 2 keys to that Burton ale that was locked away in the brewery for decades at a time.
Oh, yeah, here you go. Here's one for Anthony M. I don't know how to say that name, but May 12th, 1934. Bottled in 55.
Wow.
21 years, yeah.
Like I said, cool. Those were not for sale. Those were given away. And
so they were like corporate.
At the very top, you can see "not for sale."
Yeah, not for sale. That's an awesome one.
Yeah, that is awesome.
But these, obviously, these new ones are retail, and it's basically a barley wine. And this one is a year old, and I'll give the best tasting notes I can. I will say, after a year, all the alcohol, most of the alcohol is gone from this. It's really sweet. Very sweet. Still get your typical barley wine taste. It's excellent, excellent beer. So I have, like I said, I got some more of these yesterday, and it may be the last I ever find for sale. And I'm going to age these for several more years to see what happens to them.
Yep.
So here's the Burton Ale on Untapped.
46.
32.
There are still people buying those and opening them today and trying them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I got a feeling you're a drain pour at that age, though.
I think for what these people were paying for them, they're not drain pouring them. They're
70 years. Yeah, 70 years.
Well, here you go. Let's look at some. They've got pictures on here, so let's look. Yeah, this one was from 46. Yeah, 1958 or 59 looks like it was bottled.
58.
Belonged to baseball
he says,
Hall of Famer Casey Stengel. 58. Better warm. No carbs, sherry oak, caramel, some hops.
Yeah, look at that. This is wow. This is kind of cool, man.
That would be cool having that bottle just to have the one that Casey Stengel opened.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and then here's a real good picture. Mrs. Catherine, what is that? Bigano?
Yeah.
Boggiano, I think. It is
46 and 1960. And there's a look at the beer right there, man. That is awesome.
Yeah, that is. That's very cool.
It's kind of almost sad to open it at that point.
Yeah. If I had an unopened one, I doubt if I would open it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's almost sad
because eventually you keep doing that, there will be none left.
Yeah, there's 32 people that had the 1946 batch that it no longer exists. That's it. All they've got's the bottle.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's thanks for sharing that, Bum. That is
some cool history.
Did I mention
that is cool.
Having it in proper glassware, the Ballantine IPA glass.
There you go.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah. And so that one's the new. Did they copy the old recipe as best they could?
Yeah, it's one of those deals like all these other old breweries that have been bought numerous times. The original recipe is long gone. They just did the best they could from what they, was passed on from person to person to person to person.
Okay.
So, who knows what the original tasted like when it was fresh.
And let me say hi to Earth. Earth's in the chat. We've got Terrence in the chat, man, from Ireland. It's pretty late over there, so thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for jumping in there. We've got TM Kinney in here again. Thanks for joining in. Zach, what is that? Hyman? Heyman?
Ramen.
Ramen. I'm sorry. God, I had that all wrong. Yeah, thanks everybody for jumping in, man. Appreciate it. And Mark, what are you having, brother?
I picked up a 4-pack of this, and this was definitely the label sold me. The Monty Python's Holy Grail Ale.
Oh, yeah.
It's a English, extra special bitter. It says Amber Gold Ale tempered over burning witches. And it says your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries on the can.
There's going to be a whole bunch of Monty Python.
Couple of insults, yeah. So it was a 4-pack of 16-ounce cans for $5.50. So it's a good price. So I figured I'd buy it. But it's pretty tasty. I mean, it's nothing special, but it's nice color. Got nice lacing and holds its head pretty good. So yeah, I mean, for $6, for less than $6, a 4-pack, 4 16-ounce cans, it's worth it. If you see it, I'd get it. It's not quite as, it's like, Fuller's ESB, which is kind of like the classic. It's a little less than that, but I mean, it's still very drinkable. It's got some good flavor and everything, but that's my warm-up beer. I've got a stout next, but I figured this would be kind of fun. But, if it's tempered over burning witches, it's got to be good.
I mean, you're right. Is it a little smoky, maybe?
A little smoky, yeah.
That's funny. So you've got, let's see here. Let's show it on Untapped real quick. Well,
yeah, I've got to check. I did take a picture. There I am. I'm checking in now.
Yeah. Oh my God, take the picture. Whew. Yeah, we don't want.
Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely a session ale.
So you've got
511 now. Oh, and I got a badge.
48,000 ratings on here total, and this is 319 in the last 30 days. 4% ABV, no IBUs rated, and 3.3 bottle caps. So the lowest rating we've seen in a while, but that just kind of means it's pretty much just a session beer. It's a golden ale is what it's classified as. So it's that's cool, man. Oh, Craig says he had that on cask. Grill.
Okay, it's probably a little better on cask, I would think.
Probably.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Oh, he's never seen it in cans over here. Okay, so awesome. And Tom, what do you have, my friend?
Alrighty, I have another one of those beers that people walk by, and I just don't know how they walk by it.
Yeah.
Ballast Point, the High West barrel aged.
Ooh. Victory at Sea.
They were doing 4-packs for $15, and I found that to be a pretty good price, in my opinion. For barrel aged. I had a bottle earlier in the week, and it seemed like it was an overcarbonated bottle, so I kind of gave it like a 3.75 for. But now drinking another bottle, I'd easily give it like a 4.75. It still has the same characteristics. Like it's almost like it's like milkshakey a little bit. Like it has that vanilla milkshakey, just with the barrel just bashed in there. It's good though.
It's good though. So we've got of course it's got a Tom rating on here. So we've got 40 basically
Boston think they're all high class drinking those hoity-toity beers.
All pinky out and everything. We got 5,900 5,900 total, 5,400 in the last 30 days, 12% ABV, 60 IBUs, 4.26 rating.
That's a good one.
This is, man, Victory at Sea is, and then when you get the like he said, the barrel aged, man, some damn good stuff here. This Imperial Porter is a bold, smooth brew with just the right amount of sweetness. We infuse this robust porter with whole vanilla beans and San Diego's own Cafe Calabria coffee beans, the subtle roast notes and minimal acidity of the cold brew coffee. That's what cold brew does to you. It gives you that really low acidity, those low bitter notes, really balanced perfectly with the sweet caramel undertones of malt, creating a winning combination for your palate. And that's the 2017 variant, so that's the one he's having.
I mean, Victory at Sea by itself is an amazing beer.
Yep.
Anything added to it just complements it.
And Ballast Point loves doing that, right? If they basically whatever basic beer they brew, that's the chassis to something, and then they're going to make a bunch of different cars with it. So it's, they're basically like, I don't know, what's another analogy, Mark? That's their, they're
base
the general.
model. It's their base model.
Yeah, that's the General Motors kind of base model car, and then they're gonna make a Chevrolet out of it. They're gonna make a Buick out of it. They're gonna make,
they'll make an Olds out of it.
Yeah,
they'll make a Cadillac out of it.
And they're all killer cars, all of them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're all killer cars. Like it's you just if you can get Ballast Point in your area, and it's one of those that you've passed in your store, you've seen them. Man, you should pick some up, really, because they really are crushing it. Let me see. So we've got some important stuff to talk about here really quick, because we've got a few minutes before Malt Liquor Report. Dude, week 15 in the NFL. Come on, baby. We had Steelers and the Patriots. We've got a controversial call. Now, in my opinion, I'll give you my opinion first of all of this. You do it. How can you not love this guy's name, Jesse James? Right? How do you not love that guy's name? I mean, that's just it's a bang bang name.
Great Northfield Raid. He get his one of his brothers got put in the Stillwater jail.
And then you've got a motorcycle builder name. It's like it's good all the way around.
It's too bad he was quarterback. Then they could say he's a real gunslinger.
Right? Yeah. But I looked at it. I thought it was down the minute his knee went down, and apparently that wasn't it. Because a lot of people thought that he actually, when he reached out, that it should have been the touchdown. That was the main controversy, I think, was for the people that thought, okay, yeah, the knee was down, but he was reaching out. And when you accept that part of it, you're like, okay. I mean, he had made a play, and it did go cross the goal line. But if you're a Patriots fan, you're like, well, you got to maintain control. The rule says, and he hit the ground, and since he was and I think the letter of the law was, since he had received the ball, he wasn't a runner. You know what I'm saying? And since he had received the ball and wasn't in a particularly running motion, the ground can. So what do you think there, Bum?
Well, as you can probably guess, I've been listening since the post-game show Sunday night through 2 days worth of being off and listening to all the call-in shows. The initial thing of him going down with the knee being down is irrelevant, because at that point he wasn't touched yet.
Yeah.
He can still do whatever he wants.
Right.
But as far as the catch goes, just like Tony Dungy said, this is a catch anywhere except in the NFL.
Yeah.
he caught the damn ball. But like, as a lot of local hosts, radio hosts have pointed out here, not all of them, because you do have your homers. The Steelers got ripped off again against New England. According to the rule as it exists, the final call was the correct call. But that doesn't mean that the rule isn't totally screwed up to begin with and should not exist in the first place.
Yeah.
The rule is garbage. But as the rule stands, the final call, the overturning, was correct because
and they had to make the call because they had to go by the rules. That's not the umpire refs.
But what I find incredible is, as a runner, once you become a runner, all you have to do is, hold your hand out and stick the point of that ball over, and whatever happens after that, it doesn't matter. They claimed that he was still a receiver, so he still had to maintain control of the ball while crossing the goal line. He had not yet become a runner. But as my friend pointed out to me Sunday night, though, and by the way, I was the only one who, when everybody else was freaking out and saying, yeah, touchdown, I was screaming, no, they're replaying it too much. This is going to be overturned. And I ended up being right. Yeah. Just like my friend pointed out, this is the same league that a couple years, coming up on 10 years ago, when Troy Polamalu reached down and made a fingertip catch, interception, tucked it up under him, went tumbling through the air, came back down on his feet, took one full step, and then the ball came out. They said no interception. Yeah. So nobody even knows what is and isn't a catch anymore. And I think as we talk about people, abandoning the NFL, it's not because the players are idiots. It's not for all these other reasons. It's because it's just become too ridiculous. They're overanalyzing everything too much with replay and analyzing it to the micro frame now. And I personally think it's ridiculous, and it's turning me off big time.
What did you think, Tom?
I mean, like Bum said, they got the call correct because they got to go by the rule book. But I feel if you have possession with the ball, once that ball hits that goal line, passes the goal line, and you have possession, I think that should be a touchdown, in my opinion.
Whether you're running or receiving, yeah,
it should be a touchdown. But I mean, they got to go by they got to go by the rules, and I guess they're telling you basically once you hit the ground, the ball can't hit the ground, and you still have to have possession. So I guess that's what I think.
The guy, and I forget his name, but the main guy from Fox, who's the ex head referee dude or whatever they use, he brought up an interesting point because he agreed immediately with the letter of the law, right? And he knew right away that it wasn't a catch. But he went back to the beginning of instant replay, and that's what he blames for all of this is replay. He's not saying get rid of replay, but he says the more we have to be careful what you wish for, because the more tech you wish for, the more the things can be analyzed frame by frame, and this is a cost of that. Everything has a cost, and this is a cost because now we can slow things down to the point where you had another play where someone made a catch in the end zone and they were basically narrowing it down to butt cheeks. It was okay. Did the left butt cheek get in and the right? Is that possession? Does that equal 2 feet? You know what I'm saying? Is it it gets that technical, and for certain moments, and we kind of live in a super technical age, right? Like a lot of things, hey man, this happened and technically you're wrong, so you know what I'm saying? We live in a super technical age, and with that it affects all the things we love. Baseball's being affected by replay the same way. You used to have tag outs that were tag outs, and now you have guys that have to, you have to keep that glove on them, because boy, if you take the glove off and he lifted his foot a little bit off that base, man, you're screwed. You know what I'm saying? So it's just with replay, with these technical things, this is the consequence. They have to make these really super detailed rules, because now we can take it frame by frame in 4K.
Like you said, the micro frame. That's literally, they're splitting frames to figure out what what hits first. You know, or is he inside the line? Is he out? Oh no, if you stop it here and you zoom in 400%, you can still see that little bit of green before the line.
Yeah.
You know, so he's in. You know, it's
And when you have to resort to that, just stick to the original call. Replay should just be to make sure that there were no blatantly bad calls made.
Yeah,
that's what replay should be for.
But then, what qualifies as a blatantly?
Because
then you start splitting hairs on what's blatantly bad. I mean, I agree, Bum. I mean, but then they're like, well, we can stop it down and see this half a frame and see it's obviously his foot's in. That was a bad call. The ref needs to get glasses. Yeah,
because when
the ref needs that 4K vision.
Yeah, because there's some calls that when you go to instant replay, it is so obvious that they got it wrong on the field, and that happens more than these sort of plays. And so I think that's where the NFL does have it right. We don't like this sort of thing, but it doesn't happen that often. And what happens more often is they get a call wrong on the field. You go to replay, and it is obvious. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is for. And that happens a lot in every game almost. So, these big moments like this where it's a super controversy, like, did he have possession? Did he not? Maybe once a year, a couple times a year. Did the left butt cheek get in and the right one didn't? Is that possession? How does that work? You know, that was from the Raiders game, I think, right? For those that don't know. We happen to have 2 in 1 week now that the Raiders game isn't as important to the playoff picture as the Steelers Patriots was. But in the end, both teams are kind of in the playoffs. It's not like one team was going to get in and one wasn't. Hell, I think the Steelers still have a chance for home field, don't they?
Well, if they end up having to play New England, then they play in New England, I think is the way it works, right? It was home field. So, if they play New England, then they're going to have to play at New England instead
of New England, Then that was the big deal, really. And that's huge for those two teams, the rivals. You know what I'm saying? The Rams, we also played our rival and crushed them. I mean, there was no doubt. It was 34-0 in the first half. We sacked Wilson 7 times, baby. It wasn't even close. I mean, the Rams on all sides of the ball just dominated. To tell you the truth, the game just got so ugly. The only reason I was watching this because I was a Rams fan. I could see where, Fox would have just said, you know what? Yeah, we're going to send you to another game, dude. Yeah. This one's not even worth watching anymore. It was that ugly. I mean, the Rams just on all sides of the ball were just doing whatever they wanted, and it just we're playing Tennessee this week, I think. So
I think seeing them in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's. I am
in the regular season, but once you hit that playoffs, that's when you really see the real team, in my opinion. Yeah, and they are good. They're a really good team.
It's super exciting to me. I mean, we're scoring. I think we've got the highest point average in the NFL, I think, right now. It's just, I mean, God, it's so much fun. And to me, when you think about, literally they changed coaches. So you've got a few things happening here. You've got Fisher's got to be doing the face palm, he's got to be doing that. Fisher's got to be like, you got to be kidding me, dude. These are my same players. You know what I'm saying? And then you've got the other quarterback from the Rams who's with Minnesota now, and he's tearing it up over there. You know what I'm saying? So there's a whole coaching thing like that. And then the Redskins are also face palming because our head coach was your coach last year. And what are you doing, son? You suck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna obviously get rid of Gruden. I mean, you can't keep that going. And you had Sean McVay. I mean, and this guy's crushing it right now. So right now you've got Fisher going, and you've got the Redskins, you know what I'm saying? Like you keep letting all these guys go. You've got the other guy down in Atlanta that you also had if you're a Redskins fan. So right now Washington D.C. ain't doing too good.
Hey, you brought up Atlanta. How is Atlanta doing? Because I haven't heard much from them. Atlanta.
I don't know. I live in Atlanta, but I'm not really a Falcons fan. Did they win last night? I think.
I think they won.
But I think they're out of the playoff hunt. They were
really?
maybe wild card, I think. But
no, they lost. No, they won. Yeah, they beat Tampa Bay 24-21.
Are they still in the wild card then? I don't know.
9-5. I think they're still in the hunt.
Yeah. They need a little help, I think, is what it is.
They remind me of like a New York Giants. Like once they get into the playoffs, it's like 0-0 your standings, and they just end up to the Super Bowl. Same way the Giants, and you know what I mean. Back in the day when the Giants went in, they would just sneak in, and then they would end up in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
but they remind me of the same.
So it was a great week, NFL football. It really was. And going into this week, week 16, we've got some really good games coming up as well. I don't know how high on the list, Rams Titans is going to be for anybody if you're not a fan of those teams, but it will be a big one for me, a big deal for me. Long time coming for Rams fans. Actually having some quality stuff on the field, man, and just crushing it. I mean, it is so exciting. It's why you watch, right? You never know. Like, you never know what anything can happen on any given Sunday. It's just one of those sports. And I think we even have some people that drink malt liquor that watch NFL too and are huge fans. There's NFL's for everybody. They welcome everybody, and malt liquor, I think they welcome as well. So what's been happening in the malt liquor world?
Well, let's get Billy D here.
Right, Billy D.
And I should add that this Ballantine that I'm drinking, Ballantine Triple XL, is acceptable by some of the MLDC for making a proper malt liquor video according to the blueprint. So it's the only non-malt liquor that's acceptable to a lot.
Is it really? Okay.
Ballantine Triple XL, yeah.
Yeah.
So only available in 40s to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna say my local beer store increased their 40 supply, and the Ballantine is in that mix now.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Big glass bottle. Yeah.
Who makes the rules?
Well, the blueprint was originally crafted apparently by Steel Worldwide and Falstaff Brewing Company. They I don't think they said one day, hey, let's get together and hammer out the blueprint. The blueprint just kind of took a life unto itself thanks to these guys. It's just one of those things that's there, Yeah.
Like air.
Like air, exactly. Yeah, just like air. Yes.
And as they've both said, I think mainly Steel Worldwide, the blueprint will not only save your life, it will also save your YouTube channel.
as what's his name found out last week.
Gary Owens. Gary Owens.
He found that out.
And what a perfect segue. Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We've had some good segues out here.
There's more drama there, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Gary Owens, as we may recall, as I reported last week, he's still long gone, probably never going to be seen again. However, one remnant remains on YouTube of Gary Owens if anybody wants to see what he looks like. Now, during the brief time last week, in between when Gary kept his videos up, but he disabled all comments on his channel, and shortly after he deleted his channel, during that brief time, somebody created a duplicate channel featuring all his new videos called Gary Blowins. So this channel was created since Gary wasn't allowing comments on his own videos. Somebody decided to create this Gary Blowins channel that would repost every one of Gary's videos so people could comment on them there. So when Gary's channel disappeared, most of Gary Blowins' videos disappeared as well. However, the channel still exists and there still is one video on it. If anybody cares to go to Gary Blowins. So,
just 2 words?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Gary Blow. Now, all right. How many members are there in the MLDC, by your estimate? How many people actually are part of the MLDC?
Oh, that's hard to say. I've heard a couple estimates, maybe possibly over 100 or so.
Even
And then
if it was 100, even if it was 100, that is a very passionate community, because for them to come in and do a duplicate channel and repost, I mean, that's some serious, commitment.
So they took it down, Bum, because it says right here there's one video,
Yeah.
but when you go to it, there's no videos.
Oh, okay. It was still up as of a few days ago. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So who knows what happened there?
Yeah, something funky's happening there, but in any case,
only 5 subscribers.
yeah.
Yeah, in the MLDC, it's a day-to-day drama, so you just have to be on your toes. Actually, the whole thing that happened with Gary, 40 Ounce Fear, who posts videos all the time, missed all this and said he missed the entire war during like the week that it went on. So you have to be on your toes to keep up with these people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, that's exactly. You know what? They should actually tune into the Malt Liquor Report to find out what's going on in the Malt Liquor community. You know, you're actually doing better keeping up than they are.
It's true. But enough about Gary Owens. Moving on to the other stuff, some of which we missed last week because of the Gary Owens drama. First of all, a couple weeks ago, Mark, when you were absent, 209 J. Jones, the malt liquor referee, speaking of and flags, he proposed a couple weeks ago the construction of a monument called Malt Rushmore, and the first person that he proposed to go on to Malt Rushmore is Mr. Rayner 009, and we checked him out a couple of weeks ago. Well, since then, Mr. Rayner 009, his malt liquor may finally be catching up with him. He's not a young man. He's in his early 50s, and he did a recent video. He has to wear a heart monitor for a month.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Yeah. So what does the average person do when they have to wear a heart monitor for a month? They upload a video of themselves wearing a heart monitor and drinking 94 ounces of malt liquor.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I mean, that's the only sensible thing to do.
Yeah.
You're going to put it to the test, right?
Yeah.
We'll see if this heart monitor works. Let's see if the doc is watching. Yeah.
He drank a 42-ounce Old English, a 40 of something else, and then a 12-ounce, I think, can of Hurricane, I believe. So all for about 15 minutes or so.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, that's 209 J. Jones.
Yeah, so you got him got the Santa Hat 40 challenge.
You know, you got to give the guy credit. I mean, he's true. I mean, he is true. He is true to the community. I mean, he is.
Now,
he's all in.
That's not who has the heart monitor. That's the malt liquor referee, and that most recent video, I was going to report on that as well. One of the lower guys, the lower level guys, named King Resco. He proposed a challenge that everybody seems to be into. It's called the Santa Hat 40-ounce challenge.
Okay. Yep.
And as you can see, 209 J. Jones decided to make a video already.
Santa Hat challenge.
You drink a 40-ounce of whatever you want to. Doesn't have to be malt liquor, but a lot of these guys it will be.
Yeah.
Drink a 40-ounce malt liquor in under 5 minutes, wearing a Santa hat, and preferably having a Christmas movie playing in the background or some sort of Christmas decoration or Christmas background and or Christmas music.
Oh, Jesus.
But he's got like a death metal Christmas decoration back there. Look at that, man.
He does.
Yeah.
Whoa, pizza!
Whoa, pizza and beer.
It's like pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks good, man. That looks
Give me a fork, man. Give me a fork.
Everything that you see on Jones's videos that he pans the camera.
Rams! Yeah!
And
Oh, that's our man, too. That's our offensive tackle right there.
He goes, look, it's me.
42-7. Wow.
But all that food that you see on all of Jones's videos, he makes himself. He likes to cook.
Okay, good.
So he makes those pizzas, too?
Yeah.
Dude,
So,
that was a killer pizza.
Yeah.
oh, yeah. He makes a lot of good-looking food.
Dude,
There's
Oh yeah, there we go.
Tacos, pizza, Rams, dude,
Cars.
Got Joe's attention.
dude.
And holiday lights. There you go. I guess that fulfills the holiday fest.
No, he's got neighbors have got Mater out on their front lawn.
I'm surprised there's not a 40-ounce Christmas ornament in front of the house.
Yeah.
I don't think that's his. I'm not sure if that's his house or not, because he does walk along here looking at a lot of other houses.
Yeah. Walking in a neighborhood, drinking a 40, looking at Christmas lights.
Dude, those tacos look.
Yeah.
And that pizza. I actually got to have another look at the tacos, man. Look at these things. Look at that.
You guys get me hungry every show.
Dude, that looked. Let's look at the pizza again.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He
I
makes
see bacon, pepperoni.
Look
Probably
at
some
that.
sausage on there.
Yeah, sausage, bacon, pepperoni.
And then look at this. Yeah. Dude, this guy's winning me over already, I got to tell you.
It's funny.
Look at that. Oh, tacos, pizza, Rams. That's everything good in life right there, man. What is not to like?
The 40 that he's drinking.
The 40. I can hate on the 40. Yeah. Yeah.
And he's the one that I told you, he's probably one of the funniest of these guys, but he's also the one that you have to watch with the most caution, and you have to have the thickest skin, because anything goes on his.
Okay.
You never know what he's going to blurt out, but he is funny. I laugh at him, but I almost feel like after I'm done laughing, I need to take a shower because I feel dirty.
You feel dirty.
But he is funny. So, but yeah, he proposed Mr. Rayner for the first head on Malt Rushmore, and most recently he's proposed Mr. Met be the second head on there. And I will remind you that Mr. Met 40 ounce is the one who did the Tijuana brothel video.
Yes. Now I would think, has anybody proposed Dorf be on?
Ooh.
Baltimore?
Mark, I gotta show this video, dude. Look at this video.
Jesus.
Look at this. This guy's
Brisket.
Look at it.
Yeah.
We got to go back.
Jalapenos. Oh yeah,
This-
baby.
This guy's making some good food porn. I got to give him that. Look at that.
Oh man.
Yeah, is that brownies or something? Yeah.
It looks like
Look at that.
brownies.
Yeah, it's brownies.
Brisket. Yeah.
Yeah, brisket getting prepared there. It's ready. Look at those potatoes. Oh, yes, man. Oh, my
We show
God.
television.
Oh, my God. Yes, look at that brisket. Look at that. Oh, smoke coming off.
Nice.
Jalapenos. Dude.
Oh.
Oh, you know that's good. Oh, my God. Oh, look at that. Plated up with rice. Is this guy in my area?
He's what's the 209 in California? Is that LA, Joe?
Oh, he's in California. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he's not.
209 is Southern California.
Yeah, he's got to be in my area because he's the way he's.
Rockford Gunpowski.
Yeah. That's,
Oh my God.
oh, yeah. There's the metal madman.
Oh, God.
Remember that right there. That's if you look up the metal madman, you will see a real life human who looks like that blow up doll there.
Oh no.
Google money.
Oh man.
The metal madman is one of the
Yeah,
MLBC's arch enemies.
Well,
They call
part of
him
the video was good, you know.
Yeah, they call him the metal moron, the mental moron, the mental mattress man, the menstrual mattress man.
Oh my God.
They rip on him like they rip on Dorf.
Yeah, he's one of the. Dorf is the major one, and I think possibly next week we have another guy that's actually risen and possibly overtaken Dorf as the most cussed out person recently. But we'll cover him maybe next week. His name is Reggie Steele. He also has a couple other YouTube names, 40 Ounce Food, and the most recent is Big Reggie. But he deserves a report all his own. But we'll do that in a future show.
Do
So
the holiday edition.
yeah,
That's awesome, man.
So Yeah, that's all for this week.
Awesome, man. Thank you. It's as always. That was a
Yep.
good report, and this one had food involved in it as well. That man, you never know what these guys have, man. These guys are very creative dudes, man. I'll give it that. What did we say earlier? There's maybe 100 of them.
Possibly. And then you narrow it down to guys who only do malt liquor in their videos, or only do malt liquor videos, period. Then you can narrow it down even further to the ones who wear masks, and narrow it down even further than that to the ones who stick to the blueprint, very close. So, but if you expand it to include everybody who drinks malt liquor on camera and MLDC, probably over 100.
Yeah.
Well, we got a teaser coming right now for the debut of a new MC for Friday's show. You got to tune in Friday, 12 noon Eastern.
Yeah.
To watch, and you watch then, and you'll hear the whole clip. But this is a sample.
I'm the king of smoke, there is none higher. Sucker beer geeks should call me sire. Burn my kingdom, you must choose fire. I won't stop smoking till I retire. Now
Look at Tom. Almost got Tom to spit out his beer.
I think I know who that is.
Get it? So if you're a huge fan of the show, that kind of just that little teaser gives it away. You kind of know who our new MC is.
I'll have to watch it after I get home from work.
if you don't, then tune in Friday. We'll actually reveal the new MC and his name, and the full clip, but the full song. But yeah, thank you for we are even being reached out by the rap community now, the hip hop community, and for a worldwide share a beer release right here. You know what I'm saying? Now, the tie-in to Andrew's earlier Coke reference was, and it's not a huge thing, but there is a little thing if you're into beverages.
This is actually a family Coke beer. We got mom, dad, and the kid.
Yeah, so that's and that can comes out on Christmas time, around Christmas time every season, with the polar bears. And Coca-Cola, I don't know how many fans there are that drink it actually in the can, or maybe haven't even consumed it in quite some time. But there's nothing like having a Coca-Cola off of the fountain, right? Off of the draft, right, as you would call. And there's nothing like having a McDonald's Coca-Cola specifically. Has anybody had a McDonald's Coke recently?
I have
No.
Nope, no, not me.
Now, as you know, I don't know where and how I get involved in some of these groups, but in any case, if that was brought to my attention recently, is man, you got to revisit a McDonald's Coke, and it's funny because when I do have a soda, I don't have too many sodas or pops, as some people call them, or soda pop. But when I do, and I'm at a fast food place, I'll typically get like Sprite. My typical thing is a Sprite, maybe a Dr. Pepper, but hardly ever a Coke. And so my last visit to McDonald's this weekend, I said, you know what, I'm going to get a Coke, because it was brought to my attention how much attention McDonald's pays to. They pay as much attention to their Coke as Guinness does to its taps as well. Their lines are refrigerated the whole way. It's why their blend of Coke isn't necessarily different than anybody's. It's the attention to detail that they pay to it, and so it's chilled the whole way, just like a Guinness is. They have a special line, just like Guinness does. It's a trip. And so when I had that Coke, and they actually say fill it up with ice, because they actually Coca-Cola and McDonald's actually have a union going back to almost the start of McDonald's.
Yep.
I think they have the longest standing union, if you will, marriage, if you will. Coca-Cola and McDonald's go hand in hand since almost the beginning. And with that relationship, comes these little attentions to detail. So the straw is formulated to make sure that you get the right amount of beverage on your tongue. The formula that they get is factors in also the ice. So I made sure to fill my cup up. I got a large cup, and I made sure to fill it up at least halfway with ice. And I got Coke in there, and I'd be damned if it wasn't like the best Coke I've had in a long time.
I believe they also a lot of places put this syrup in plastic, and I believe they put it in metal. Or they put it inside.
Yeah.
Through the top.
Yeah, and that Coca-Cola line specifically is chilled and everything, so it guarantees that you're going to have a nice ice cold Coca-Cola. And there was so much Coke talk going on this past week. Past week meaning from last Tuesday to this Tuesday. That, man, I was like, God, I got to have a Coca-Cola from McDonald's. I swear to God, you know what I'm saying? And when I did, it did not disappoint. I was like, wow, it really is delicious. Now you can compare it to a chilled Mexican Coke. I don't know if you're in your area. They have that old school bottle. The Mexican Coke still uses cane sugar. And when you chill those, and some people can drink out of that narrow bottle and some people can't. I poured mine in a glass over ice because they do formulate the ice in there. So you kind of have to have the ice. When you have a Coke, make sure to have some ice, because that ice melt is part of the factor of drinking a Coca-Cola. And when you do, man, it is hard to, but that McDonald's Coke was fantastic. So if anybody is a purist, and let me know what you think the next time you go to McDonald's and sample their Coke. And I see what Rod J is saying, and McDonald's swears on a stack of 500 Bibles their Coke recipe isn't any different. But what is different is those attentions to detail, which we know in the beer community makes a difference. Because there's nothing like having it. Well, we talked about it earlier. The Ballantine. Our friend across the pond said he's had it on. Or wait. That was the beer Mark had.
The
Head coach,
the Holy Grail.
Holy Grail. Yeah.
The best way to drink Coke is with whiskey.
Right. Well, there is that too. Yeah. But our friend across the pond said he had that Holy Grail on cask, and we all know that there's certain ways that you can have a particular beer, and you're like, oh man, you had it way better than I did. You know what I'm saying? Because they do taste different, and so maybe next time you're at a McDonald's, maybe try a Coca-Cola and let me know what you think. To try to post a link to McDonald's Coke, but it was blocked. Oh, really?
Well, see, secret recipe.
Yeah. But so I don't know.
Area 51.
Yeah, I'm probably the only one because it was such a big deal in my little circle of life there this week. I was pressured into it, but didn't take a lot of arm twisting. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, damn it, I'll try it. I frequent a McDonald's literally every day if I want to. Every night there's a McDonald's on my route that I stop at, and I don't necessarily go in the McDonald's. I go to the truck stop, but it's in the same parking lot. So
now, if you can get a Mac rib with a proper
Coke. And see, I complain every time, and the managers get all hurt with me because they're like, "Oh, what do you want today, Joe?" And I'm like, "McRib, hello." You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what it is with Arizona. You just can't get a McRib in Arizona. I don't know why. All the states around us have Mac ribs, and not Arizona. I don't know why. And you used to be able to get one here because I remember my first Mac rib season here, I took a bunch of them to work, and there were some guys that had never had them before, and I was like, "You never had a McRib?" And now I kind of understand because for some reason the McDonald's here in Arizona won't get them. So sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. It's just weird. But I know they had them before because I think it was my first McRib season here. I took a bunch to work. Because they had them buy one get one free or something like that, but you know how that goes. But
I'm gonna pull up the Mac Rib Finder and see if I can find one close by here. And this is a Mac Rib.
Yeah. Well, Mark has had a Mac Rib recently, right?
Last year. Yep.
I just think it's funny. I got everybody now saying Mac rib.
Mac rib, yeah.
Yeah. They're influencing us. I'm telling you, man. I've still got the damn tacos in my skull. I mean, those things look fantastic. That pizza, oh my God! And then that brisket. Oh,
I got to make a brisket like that by next summer for my sister and her boyfriend when they come back up.
Yeah. Now see,
I got to start practicing soon.
We've got 2 smokers in the room, and that's smokers meaning grill smokers. In the room here too. So yeah, I knew that part would touch this room for sure. The minute I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I got to show this video. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That was major.
Yep. Good stuff.
Anybody got anything else they want to share or anything?
I'm just gonna. I opened up my second beer. I just wanted to say, if you have a Trader Joe's in your area, every time stout, it's 8%. It's a chocolate stout with cocoa, cocoa nibs and coffee. $4 for a bottle. So if you have it, have a Trader Joe's in your area, check this out. Another good beer from Trader Joe's.
And now we had this conversation at work because Aldi's about to come to Phoenix, and we don't have Aldi's, and there's an Aldi's Trader Joe's tie-in. There was a split up with the brothers. Is that what it was? And so one brother stayed in Germany, kept the Aldi's, but the one that opened up grocery stores in America started Trader Joe's, right?
I think so. Yeah, I mean they're related. They're
related, but they're not necessarily the same franchise. It's like Aldi, and then another little word after it is the main Aldi, and then you have another Aldi, and then another word after it, and then that's the Trader Joe's part.
But they're not the same company. I mean, they're like, there's a couple levels removed between Trader Joe's and Aldi.
Right. Yeah. But I believe that's how that went. It was like I think it's one brother and another brother. It's kind of like you and Paul, and you're like, no, I'm keeping it for myself. God damn, that's the way it is, and so it's. And then
the older brother always wins.
And yeah. So you kept the Aldi, and then he's like, well, screw you, I'll start my own, and then he started Trader Joe's, and you're both successful as all hell. And shut up.
Bird Aldi.
Yeah, you're like splitting hairs at who's more successful or not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're like, really? Are we doing this here? Are you serious?
Well, I got one thing to show.
Yeah, Paul says no. I win.
This is a beer glass I bought from local bar when I was doing North Pole Express down at St. Paul Union Depot. Kelly's bar in Lowertown, St. Paul. They're literally right in the shadow of St. Paul Union Depot. And this is your traditional working man's dive bar.
That is. I think every town has a Kelly's, don't they?
Yeah, I have one near me.
It's not a franchise.
No, it's not not a franchise, but I think it's just like every town has to have a Kelly's bar. Like it's not a franchise.
Kelly's Depot Bar. This is Kelly's Depot Bar and Grill.
Yeah, mine's
like
definitely
the
not
ultimate generic Irish. I mean, if you got a name Kelly, you got to open up a bar and grill. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a requirement.
And it's Irish, for sure. It's not. Yeah. So, yeah, that's funny. Thanks for sharing that also, there, Andrew. That's the one you told me about, right?
Yeah. And literally, if you look up St. Paul Union Depot on Google Maps, and you look right across Kellogg Boulevard in downtown St. Paul, you'll see right where Kelly's is at, and it's right. The concourse is right here. It goes over Kellogg, and Kelly's is right there.
Yeah. No. See, we have Paul saying that it's on the East End. Kelly's is over there, and they have great mac and cheese. Now, mac and cheese is another dude. You are appealing to the fat guy in me, right?
And throw some bacon in there.
Yeah. Oh, bacon.
It's over.
Yeah.
You guys should meet up at.
Yeah.
You guys should meet up at Kelly's. You get out there, Jay. You guys need to meet up at Kelly's.
Yeah, Kelly's.
I've never been there. I've passed it 500 times or more while driving, and have never stopped in.
Oh, by the way, this glass down at the bar is only $3.
Yeah, you can. I love glassware because it's not that expensive.
I couldn't pass that up.
Okay, guys, thanks a lot for everybody that tuned in, man. I really do appreciate it. Man, we've got Jason in there as well. We got Paul, of course. Carrie, how you doing, Carrie? Mr. Angus as well. Man, we got just a huge chat. Rod J.
Earth head coach Rod.
Yeah, just so many people in the chat. Just I have to comment on that really quick, and then we're out of here. But for a long time, the minute we hit Hangouts on air on Google Plus, there was people, asking about a chat every now and then it seemed like the closer that we got, or Google got, to making us go over to YouTube from Google Plus, there was just more and more and more people getting in touch with me, letting me know they really wanted to chat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so, it was a little bit of a weird thing going from Google Plus to YouTube. It was kind of like, well, what's going on here? But overall, it's been good.
I think it has. Yeah, I think it's been really good.
It's been good overall. And one of the main things they did was add this chat. And people have I believe every word of it because it's been really popular, man.
Get people out of the woodwork.
Yeah,
literally.
Bum can relate because Bum used to only be in the chat. And the chat you could only see if you were on the show. And
the old Q&A.
Yeah.
Yep, the old Q&A. Yep.
So it was a very different animal. They had it kind of it was hard to join in the Q&A. It wasn't real easy. And this is just great. I love it, man, because we get people and they join in, and a lot of times they're having their own conversation in there. You know what I'm saying? And it's great. I love that. So thank you, everybody, for making this show. It's a lot of fun doing this show. We don't get the crazy numbers that some of these other YouTubers get, man, but man, we get it. Just like we were talking about earlier with those 100 people that they get are very active, and that's all I love. That's all I want. And this is for us. This is an us thing, and we have a lot of fun joining in here, man, and it makes it great. We are here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, most every Tuesday. We don't cancel the Tuesday show too often. The Friday show, every Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern, right? Did I say that right?
Yep, 12 p.m. Eastern, except during daylight saving when it's 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, now that one does change, yeah. But for right now, in the standard time, it's 12 noon Eastern. So.
And the host does not practice daylight savings time.
No, I happen to be in. We found another part of the globe actually that doesn't change time either. When we were looking at time, that was interesting because there was one part of the globe where literally they are, just hairs apart, and it's a whole nother day. You go a few feet, and they're like, it's Sunday. And then you go a few feet this way, and they're literally, Monday. It's crazy.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So instead of like in our case, some people live on the timeline and they're an hour ahead. Like myself, I travel across the timeline, and right now California is an hour behind us. Well, I can't imagine like crossing that line. And it's like yesterday, like 24 hours. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me, man. And maybe it's crazy to me because I do cross a line every night, and they're an hour behind. And so I seriously try to get that through my head. Like, I can't imagine crossing that line and then you're like 24 hours behind us.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me, man. It's just wild to me. So, because you could be like right now for me, it's 6:11 p.m.
Wow.
And I'd cross a line and it's 6:11 p.m. Monday. I mean, that's just wild to me, man. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And we'll hopefully see you Friday, man, on Friday's show.
If you have an extended show, I will most likely be joining you Friday at some point.
Yeah, because we have the worldwide release of a new MC, man. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate everyone's support. And if we don't see you Friday, Merry Christmas.
All right. Later.